My name is Dr. Ashley Little. I am a 2023 honoree for the CMS Merit Gala.
My name is Shermann Dilla Thomas, and I'm being honored as a champion of change for the CMS 23 Gala.
My name is Herb Howard, and I am humbled to be honored as a champion of change for the 2023 CMS Merit Gala.
My name is Toussaint Werner, and I'm thrilled to be honored in this year's CMS Gala as a Champion of Change awardee.
I'm a Chicago historian. I run Chicago Mahogany Tours, where we take individuals, corporations, and schools on enriching neighborhood tours, hoping to change the perspective about the south and west sides of the city. I'm also a content creator where I promote and tell accurate Chicago history online.
I'm GD from the south side. I grew up over east, you feel me? My name is Herb Howard, and I am a Chicago kid, born and raised on the south side, east side, crazy. Just grew up understanding what my surroundings are, and the more I became aware and familiar with them, the more I wanted to do something about it. I remember at some point in my life just being really intentional. I would say things like, this is crazy, and somebody needs to do something about this. Somebody needs to change this. And then one day I just realized that I am somebody, and I could do something about it. I could change this. But I just try and use my voice to impact my community. I understand my circumstances. I understand the circumstances of my community. I just try to be authentic. I try to be authentic about who I am so that it's easier and more natural for me to find my tribe and people of like mind so that we can get together and start to do work on whatever level we can to try and change our circumstances. And so I do that through a myriad of platforms. I obviously co-host the Herb and Two podcast with my brother Toussaint. I am also a sports journalist. I work for the Biggs Media. It's an independent Black-owned media company here in Chicago. I am a host, I'm an MC, and I'm a community member. I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm a friend, I'm an uncle, I'm a godfather, and I just try and pour into my family, my friends, and my community as best I can on a daily basis through small, authentic gestures. Not so much about the large things that we do, but the things that we do on a day-to-day basis that will truly have an impact.
I'm an award-winning serial entrepreneur, TEDx speaker, philanthropist, and 21-time best-selling author. I am the CEO and founder of the HBCU Experience Movement, LLC. We are the first Black-owned company to publish prominent HBCU alumni stories throughout the world. And what we're doing is working with HBCUs throughout the country, creating endowments and partnerships, and sharing our stories of how our HBCU experience has molded us into the amazing people that we are today. And we created this movement to increase HBCU enrollment and to increase alumni giving.
So in this capacity in which we're being recognized for 50% of the most popping podcasts in the city of Chicago, the Herb and Two podcast with my brother Herb Howard. The tagline is intellectual thuggery, so you could just assume the kind of conversations that we're having on the platform. I'm a truth teller and a paradigm of liars. I think that's one of the most valuable assets to being a part of the Herb and Two podcast. I was having this thought just earlier this morning. It's interesting, man. Not very much has changed for Black people since the 60s in regards to economics, in regards to social status, but the conversation has changed. And it's us who's changed the conversation. And I think that's a failure of us understanding our history and understanding our position in America. So I'm a truth teller, and it's just rare to see a truth teller in today's times.
To me, what it means to be a champion of change, it means that you aren't afraid to go against the status quo. It means that you are passionate about a particular thing, and that the thing that you are passionate about, you want to use that skill to promote change in the world. So that's what it means to me to be a champion of change. What drives my passion for social justice is seeing the consequences of not having social justice, right? Seeing the end result of disinvestment, seeing the end result of over-policing Black and brown spaces. That's what inspires me to do something about it.
I think that I was selected to be a champion of change because I am a disruptor. I am a change maker, and I'm always reaching back and pulling forward. So I practice what I preach every day, and I'm always looking for creative ways to find solutions to solve problems within the Black community.
We all we got, period, point blank. And we are the essence too. I think that's a message that's lost on us. I was thinking about it earlier, right? Even the connotation Black, that's a connotation that was grown out of the American diaspora, not the total diaspora of the African countries or the Black nations. It was a terminology birthed right out of the American diaspora. because race is a social construct. So what makes black valuable is the essence of us, the essence of our culture. You know, I try to explain to everybody that I talk to that Black America is a small representation of a very small country. But in regards to our dynamic, we kind of lead the energy of the black diaspora. So in the context of what does black mean to me, it means that we are the essence. You know?
What drives my passion for social justice is just having a love for my people, having a love for my community, a love for the place that I come from, and seeing the outcomes that we get from such places and understanding that those outcomes are the result of a very strategic, very intentional design system, right? These aren't happenstances. When you look at the circumstances of our community, you look at the outcomes that we get, one of two things is true. Either there is a systemic, a system put in place to bring about these outcomes, or black people are inherently the most violent, most susceptible to drug abuse, those things aren't true. And so for me, understanding that there's some systemic issues going on, it just drives me to, one, help my people understand what those systemic issues are, and then two, come up with ways to overcome them.
Absolutely. What drives my passion is just being able to find creative ways to solve problems. Also being able to give back, making sure that our voices are heard, and collaborating and creating ways that we can come together and be the change that we want to see.
The media certainly can participate and help with moving positive and powerful conversation about the blackness in Chicago. My wife is a chemistry teacher, and one of the first things that she taught me is that what you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side in order to make the equation balance. And the media here in Chicago spends a great deal of time promoting and pushing out the negative aspects of Chicago, and very, very little time talking about the non-for-profits, the organization, the Ground Root podcast, the civic organizations that are doing amazing things to kind of change the narrative here in Chicago, but nobody knows that that work is being done. And then furthermore, when no one knows that work is being done, it's hard for that work to be supported. And so what we need the media to do is spend at least the exact same amount of time on the positive stuff as they do on the negative.
Number one, we have to tell our own stories. No one can tell our stories like us. Number two, we have to continue to highlight the positive things that we're doing throughout the country, as well as throughout the community. And number three, we have to create and build our own media companies so we can be confident and ensure that we're creating and sharing these positive stories and taking up space.
What drives my passion for social justice? To be honest with you, I don't know if I have a passion for social justice. At the crux of it, social justice is about fairness and equity. Well, fairness and equality. I'm not sure if I'm looking for equality. I'm looking for equity. My conversation is mostly about black people. Not even mostly, it's 100% about black people. So when we think about the context of social justice, that encompasses all of the downtrodden. Again, this might sound a little harsh, but that's just not my concern. My community is our issue. So in regards to what drives my interest around black people, in regards to what drives my interest around black people, I have black children, I have a black wife, I have a black family. I got black friends, I have black parents. I know the dire straits that our community has been in since we've been on this soil. And I think that it's all of our rightful destiny to change that. I think the only real value of this journey of life is to love and leave something better in the pathway for those behind us.
I learned about Color Me Social through social media and also through the amazing work that you all do within the community. I'm very excited about the gala, so I'm looking forward to building relationships, networking, and just coming together, celebrating our amazing black people that are doing amazing things within the community, our heroes.
I learned about Color Me Social through Instagram and through other Champion of Change, Urban too. I am looking most forward to seeing new and old faces at the gala. I'm also looking forward to an excuse to buy new Jordans to wear to the gala.
How did I learn about Color Me Social? First, I think it came from Herb Howard. I think I learned about it first from Herb Howard. I know he hosted a bunch of the past galas. Herb always brags about getting a line and getting his 1 point of handsomeness back. He struggles a lot with that, but I always appreciate his conversations in regards to how he speaks about it.
Knock it off.
That was good. That was a good one. What am I most looking forward to at the Color Me Social Gala? It's interesting, man. I attended the gala last night, and I had the opportunity to take my son to the gala with me. And it was an interesting experience. It's probably the most fun experience I've had at a gala in a long time. So I'm gonna bring my entire family, have a moment to share with my entire family. Being honored is important to me, and being honored for what we're being honored for is important to me. So I think that's what I'm looking forward most to. You know, I think that's the most valuable part of the night. You know, somebody recognizing us for something that's not in the spirit of entertainment, but more in the spirit of information and leadership.
I learned about Color Me Social really from the ground. Just people who were involved with it, people that I've had, you know, lifelong friendships and relationships with, would tell me about Color Me Social and the work that it was doing in terms of highlighting people who were doing great things in our community, giving back to our community. And then I began to go to some of the Color Me Social events and fundraisers. And then I met Erica, and we've been great friends and family ever since. And I've had the opportunity and the absolute pleasure to host some of the Color Me Social events over the years. And I've just always been in awe of the work that Color Me Social has done and continues to do. And I look forward to the work that Color Me Social will do in the future. I'm looking forward to turning up at the CMS Merit Gala. We're gonna all put our clothes on. Everybody out there looking good, looking fly. They got the dresses, they got the suits on, the open bar, the DJ. We absolutely gonna, you know, take the time and honor people as they should be honored. Again, I'm absolutely humbled to be one of the honorees this year. Like I said earlier, I had the pleasure to host this event before, so I've seen so many great people be honored at the Merit Gala, and so to be honored is phenomenal. But after we do the honorees, we're gonna have a party. I'm looking forward to the turn up. It's gonna be crack.